Hello everyone. So I wanted to talk more about making nutritive herbal teas and the cleansing teas. This is something that we periodically get questions about, not a lot, but it can be confusing. Making herbal tea from a loose blend of roots and barks and leaves and flowers can be confusing if you're not used to making tea. It certainly is convenient to grab a tea bag, but I wanted to go over how to do it when you don't have tea in a bag. And I hope everyone can hear me well. I'm sitting a little bit farther away from my phone than normal because I have this small display of tools, tea things to show you. So if you're going to do a fertility cleanse, a Fertilica fertility cleanse from us, from our company, the naturalfertilityshop.com, you are going to get a box with 5 different products in it. 2 of them are herbal teas. They come in lovely labeled jars, of course, but they are loose teas in those containers. And oftentimes we get questions about how to use them. There are 2 different teas. The instructions are that you consume 2 cups of tea for each phase of the cleanse. There are 2 phases to the cleanse. So you'll have 2 cups of tea a day for the phase 1 of the cleanse and 2 cups of a different tea for phase 2. Phase 1 is the liver cleanse flushing tea and phase 2 is conceptions tea. They are both lovely, I think, but I'm an herbalist and I love herbal tea. Some people have struggled with them, but we'll go into a few tips if you find you're that person. But these are also teas that can be continued beyond cleansing if you wanted to. Conceptions tea is lovely, and it's something that many women do while on their entire preparatory journey for conception, however long it takes to prepare. And some people want additional liver health support, and so they will periodically use the liver cleanse flushing tea beyond doing a fertility cleanse as that foundational step. So know that. But like I said, the instructions are 2 cups of tea a day for each phase. And so how do you make that? What do you do with these barks and leaves that come all loose in a container, and how do you drink that? First of all, when you open your container, because they've been packaged well and they've been in a shipped probably a ways, open that up and go ahead and stir the tea. Mix up all the ingredients really well. You should see little pieces of leaves and barks and roots all mixed together. And then what you need for supplies are any number of things. You can make 1 cup of tea at a time. That's perfectly fine. 1 cup is 8 ounces, so you can be strict with that, or you can fill your favorite mug. If it happens to be bigger than 8 ounces, that actually is okay. Or you can make tea in bulk. You can make your 2 servings a day at a time. A pint jar is actually 2 cups, 16 ounces. A quart jar is 4 cups. So you could make either a pint jar, consume this, that's your 2 cups a day, or make a quart jar and drink half and save half for later. There are also fabulous tea straining travel mugs that you could look into purchasing if you thought that consuming loose leaf herbal tea was something you wanted to continue to do on a regular basis. This is one that was suggested to me by an herbalist colleague and friend. It's from Libre, L-I-B-R-E. I ordered it online, but it comes with this screw-on attachable hat that has a mesh strainer in it. So you put the loose leaf tea in here, pour on your freshly boiled water, put the cap on, let it steep, and then you can just drink here without straining off the herb parts. If that's something you're interested in, these sorts of things are available from more than just this company, but this is the one that I purchased and like. So you can also, or you will also, excuse me, need some sort of straining device if you make your tea in a cup or in a jar. There are tea baskets. I got this one from Mountain Rose Herbs. There are many different kinds in kitchen stores and in some other bulk stores. There are tea shops. You can find these all over online. There are tea balls. You can see mine's really loved. It's dented and bent and a little bit dark and stained from the tea. This is one form of a tea ball. There are others where they're actually just a little ball, 2 halves on a chain that you can let dangle in your tea. I've seen super cute little animals like a manatee that you pull apart, put the loose leaf tea in, and then he rests on the side of your mug and the water can flow through that. Those are sort of fun. I don't have anything like that. I am a little bit more standard in my tea utensil stash. But you can also go to certain stores, tea stores or online, and get your own tea bags to make your own tea bags out of loose leaf tea. And I can show you how to do that. The town where I live happens to have a tea house that sells tea bags by the package. I got 10 bags. I think it was for under $2. So anyway, they're fairly inexpensive if that was the route you wanted to go. So you'll need some supplies to get started. Bare bones really would be some sort of tea ball and your favorite mug, water and the tea. It's about really all you need. You can get fancier if you want to, and you can make your tea in larger quantities. If you were going to be busy for the day or traveling and needed to take this in the car or on the bus, you can make your 2 cups or more at one time. I'm not going to make 4 cups today because I don't need to consume 4 cups today, but I'll show you how to make 2 cups and also just an individual serving. So, the instructions for making the teas with the Fertility Cleanse are to take 1 teaspoon of the loose tea that you've stirred in the container. I'm not using a measuring teaspoon. I'm using a table teaspoon, something like you would eat cereal or ice cream or yogurt with. And being not so formal about my measurement, and that's okay. So just 1 teaspoon of the loose tea per cup. So because I'm going to make 2 cups, in this particular vessel I'm going to put 2 teaspoons in there. And I'm actually going to go ahead and fill a tea bag as well, because I'm going to make 1 extra cup. So 1, rounded teaspoon. You don't have to be super particular about that measurement in the tea bag. This particular one you can actually just put in your mug and fold over and it will stay. They're very long. Sometimes they aren't that way. Sometimes they're short and they look pretty much like a standard square tea bag that are either heat pressed or you need to use some sort of pokey device to rest it on the edge of your mug. This is just a bamboo skewer you would use for making something like a shish kebab or skewering vegetables or meat for the grill. But I like them, and I actually usually just break them off because they'll rest right over the top of your tea mug. So there's some tea in there. And then you want to always freshly boil water in a teapot on this, or a pan, a glass pan or a stainless steel pan on the stovetop. I'm not a huge fan of microwaves or microwaving water. That's not, or even microwaving your tea in the water in the microwave to reheat it. It's really best to freshly boil water, which is what I did with this just before I came in here. This is my glass teapot. There are oodles of different teapots on the market. You'll find one that you like the best or that matches your kitchen decor. I, for some reason, just prefer glass. It looks like an old coffee pot, but it's not. It's actually a teapot. And then you'll just go ahead and pour the water right over the herbs. Fill it up to the top. You've got your 2 cups. Always cap the vessel that you choose, or cover it if you're going to make 1 mug at a time. That is because there are many constituents in these plants that you've chosen. I happen to have this super cute little tea ball resting plate that I cover my mug with. But you can just use a regular old little plate from your cabinet or anything really, a bowl, something to cover the top of the mug. Like I said, because there are many different constituents in these plants that we've poured water over. Not only are there many nutrients, vitamins, and minerals, but there are also things called volatile oils that have medicinal qualities in them and that we want the body to reap and to use. And if you don't cap the water, the warm water, the volatile oils will evaporate. The warm water will cause those volatile oils to evaporate. And we don't want that happening. So go ahead and cap your vessel and allow it to steep for a minimum of 15 to 20 minutes. We understand that many people live busy lifestyles and that there's a lot going on, and sometimes you may not have that time. But if you get your tea prepped in the morning before you take your shower and get ready to get going for your day or get off to work, that's usually about 15 minutes, perhaps longer for others. So you'll be ready to go. There are also people of different schools of thought that feel like, or that believe that herbal infusions should be steeped much longer than 15 to 30 minutes. So if you make your tea, like I have here, at the beginning of the day, and you let it steep for 15 to 20 minutes, and you have that first cup as a part of your whatever phase of the fertility cleanse that you're in, you can leave it sit and continue to steep longer. There are some herbalists that I've learned from who leave their herbal infusions steep for 4 to 5 hours. So don't be scared or worried or think you have to dump your tea out if you consume a cup and the rest sits for the rest of the day. Yes, it will be stronger, but that doesn't mean that it's bad. The minimum requirement for allowing the herbs to sit in the water is 15 to 20 minutes. After that, which I'm not going to demonstrate here, you will use whichever straining vessel you'd like and actually pour off, a cup of tea and enjoy that for the day. And then save the rest for later. It can sit out at room temperature, but some people like to put it in the fridge. If you're going to save it longer, then if you make this tea in for example, if you make a quart size and you've got 4 cups and you're only going to drink 2 in one day and save 2 cups, do stick it in the refrigerator for the next day. Some people enjoy the fertility cleanse teas cold more than they do warm, and that's fine. Know that the longer that you steep the loose leaf herbs in the water, they could get a little bit more bitter, and the taste is going to be a bit stronger. So if you want to add the a fresh squeeze of lemon juice in, or some hibiscus juice, or a splash of some other juice that you like, add a little bit of raw honey if the water is no longer hot. It needs to be room temperature, roughly room temperature. That would be fine. You can add things to help it taste a little bit better. Milk does not taste good in herbal tea, for me. That's my opinion. I guess maybe you've tried it and you like it. I do like a little splash of some sort of nut milk or dairy in black tea, but not herbal tea as much. And we don't suggest adding sugar. Some people ask us, can I sweeten my tea with sugar? And that really kind of is a no-no. That's counterproductive, especially in the liver cleansing portion. But sugar is an anti-fertility food, and we want you to try to avoid that as much as possible. So there. Thank you for allowing me that tiny little soapbox about sugar. So there it is. Making herbal tea really is fairly simple. It does not have to be hard. You do not need a lot of supplies. Your favorite mug, truly, and some way to strain the plant parts out of the water is ultimately all that you need. You do not need a teapot. You can heat water on top of the stove in a glass pan or a stainless steel pot. And you're going to drink 2 cups of your liver cleanse flushing tea during phase 1 of the fertility cleanse, and you're going to drink 2 cups of conceptions tea during phase 2 of the fertility cleanse. And like I mentioned, if anyone joined late, you can continue these teas beyond cleansing if you like them, and if you have learned about the benefits and feel that you can benefit them beyond cleansing. All of this applies to many loose leaf herbal teas. It applies to the red raspberry leaf tea that we sell. That will come in a bag and it will be loose, and you'll need to make your tea with the loose herb, whether you put it in a tea bag or you make it in a jar much like this. That's completely fine. And I guess beyond that, tea is an amazing ritual, really. You can make making your tea into a ritual if you're not going to be rushing out the door at the start of the day. It might be a nice time to sit and think about this step you're taking, this cleansing step, this transition you're trying to help your body get going and start doing. It's a great time to relax. Tea is super relaxing. So you could take a cup with you into your herbal bath or your bath at the end of the night. Sit with your feet up with your favorite book or watching your favorite TV show and enjoy your tea, or even just sit quietly. Maybe more than having more technology with you while you're enjoying your tea. It's probably better, actually, now that I think about it, to just sit quietly and enjoy your herbal tea and think about all that it's offering your body, and give yourself some praise for starting on this journey and perhaps trying something new. It's not always easy to try something new, and for many of you, herbal teas are are new, but they can be easy and really, really helpful. You can see that this one's already beginning to change color. You don't have to sit and hold your jar like I am and spin it all the time. But even if you could go back to your jar just a few times and swirl the herbs around a little bit, that would be helpful too, but not entirely necessary. But there we've started our tea making process, something that I really love. All right, well maybe I'll bring today to a close. As with any other time, if you have questions for us about your fertility health situation, about how to naturally support your fertility health, about what we do as a company and the support that we can offer you, about fertility cleansing or making tea, even if you're interested in trying to make your own tea blend, reach out to us. Our websites both have contact us forms. We are on social media. We come on Periscope as well. And we're kind of all over, so find us. Natural Fertility Shop and naturalfertilityinfo, both.com. We're here to help you along your journey. So thank you for coming today, and thank you to all replay viewers. And if you decide to have some herbal tea, I hope you enjoy it. Have a wonderful weekend. Bye.